Girls LLC.
Good morning, Coral.
How's it going?
Chilling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another Friday at the strip mall.
Love it.
I'm gonna put my stuff down and get comfortable, you know?
Got you. I got earworks coming up.
What am I doing here? I'm gonna stick around. Yeah, this has been, what, maybe like, a month? Danae. Where's Danae? Hey.
I think it's officially like a little over a month.
It's been over a month of you guys being here at strip mall.
Feels like home.
I love it. It's so nice to come in and like know that we can provide breakfast for people in the mornings with you guys here. People are losing their minds over the crepes. We're changing minds everywhere. Phoenix is falling in love with crepes. You guys did your first pop-up in Phoenix at Monsoon.
It was.
Yeah.
You were one of the first people that put us on.
Yeah.
We like reached out to like our favorite little businesses in Phoenix, and
You just trusted
you guys
us.
were like, hell yeah, come through.
We host pop-ups outside of Monsoon, and it's always like a little bit brutal because you're like outside, you know, like you're just like getting beat on out there.
Totally.
And once we had this space, like kind of the idea of the coffee shop, we had no interest in like doing food. We were like, we need someone else to come do food for us.
Totally.
Honestly,
And I remember we met you guys and did your first pop-up outside of the market. And I was like, I have something else to show you. There's like a
I was like, you're
space
kidding.
that we're working on. So, you know, me and Michelle's working down there. We showed you guys the space, and that was really exciting because we had maybe just signed a lease, or we're about to.
Yeah, it was super new.
It was like really still just an idea. And then from day one, you guys were here. Like we made it happen. And opening day, you guys joined us.
I was sick.
That's so true. We've been
I
working
know.
the whole time.
I was like, kind of like, it was hard to believe at first. I was like, wow, because you were saying, you're like, oh yeah, we're supposed to open like in a month. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay. What are you gonna do for food?
Yeah, the space was like totally like ugly still, and like nothing was done. We're like, yeah, we're gonna do a month.
And you did it.
Everyone was like, how are you guys gonna do that? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Even like a week away, I was like, are you sure?
Yeah, are you guys gonna be ready? Yeah.
But once the chairs got here, it was
Yeah,
like,
the
oh
chairs
yeah.
changed everything.
Yeah, because there's a place to sit. You're like, all right, this is actually gonna be a cafe.
Yeah.
No, you guys started LaRue, the crepe concept in Seattle.
Yeah.
When was that you guys started?
Literally 2020.
November of 2020.
November 2020, we opened the cafe, and we had been building it out since like May though.
Yeah, like it started, I mean, obviously when the pandemic hit in March.
Yeah.
And like we weren't working, obviously.
Yeah.
And we had all this time in the summer to build it out. So we just built it out all summer.
And then you guys like started with a bang, or what was like your opening like? Because that was
Yeah,
a great time for everybody.
We kind of lucked out because our friend owned a coffee shop as well, and we did our first pop-up before we opened there.
It's true. And we had a line down the block for that one.
How did you guys get the hype? Was it just the people that you knew in the community, or like how did people know about LaRue? Like
I don't
where
know
you
how
guys
we
had
did
that
it.
I
hype?
think it was a combo of things, right?
Yeah, I think it was like, you know, knowing
new people.
But also I think just luckily we were like right in like really popular walkable area, and
Yeah.
people like were walking by and we were like painting it and like building it out, so people were like, what's going on here, you know? We were,
Yeah.
like, kinda,
Build the excitement.
Yeah.
Totally. They were like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
'Cause it used to be like it was an old pizza window. People had remembered like buying pizza there,
Yeah.
and they were like, "What are you guys doing here now?"
yeah, when we got it, it
It's
was
like French pizza.
yeah, when we got it, it was literally a storage closet, and so we had to like lay down new cement and everything. It was like really messed up.
Oh my god.
It was like, yeah, it was like bare bones. So, and we picked out the butcher block and like sanded it down. Like, it was
Yeah.
fun.
So you guys did a lot of it yourself.
We did all of it.
You did all of it yourself. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so rewarding when
Totally.
you DIY a space, like the best that you can,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know, you run into roadblocks and stuff, you're like, I don't know how to do that. I gotta call somebody, but,
Girl, we didn't either.
right? And
We
then you
just
figure
figured
it
it out,
out.
yeah.
You figure it out, you're like, I've got like, I'm crunched on time, I'm tight on money, but I've got some friends and like a willingness to try it myself too.
Yeah, like we're not gonna fumble that opportunity.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we're scrappy.
Yeah.
Scrap, you'll make it happen. So you guys were doing LaRue, which was all crepes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
all
When
crepes.
it was
And
in
coffee.
Seattle. And it
And
was
coffee,
crepes
yeah.
and coffee.
Yeah, so
True.
he was chef and then I was the barista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys met, was that already your guys' background, like as individuals, or did that kind of like happen together?
He was always a cook, right?
Yeah.
I was not always a barista.
No?
Yeah, so we financed our espresso machine from Cafe Vita.
Yeah.
And they like had this program where if you like buy their beans, they'll like show you how to be a barista basically. So they just like taught me everything I needed to know in like a month.
No way.
Yeah.
It was like crash course.
Yeah.
Literally.
And did you said you did that when you already knew you guys were gonna open
Mhm.
Yeah.
the coffee and
Yeah,
crepe
we
shop?
picked our
This
our
machine,
person for the beans, and then
Yeah.
got that
The
machine.
best machine.
We love
Yeah.
Marzocco.
I love the old school
Classic.
Marzocco's too.
a classic.
It's like
Yeah.
such a dream to have like a real Italian espresso machine.
They'll run forever.
Yeah, I remember when we like were first opening, he's like, we're not gonna be able to get a Marzocco. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. And then we like found Vita and they were like, you want this Marzocco? We're like, hell yeah, we want.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened with us in Peixoto too. Like, I mean, Michelle had a Marzocco single head that she was using on her trailer. Oh my gosh. First of all, wow. Michelle, look at our baby. I know. Look at I'm on the go. See you later. bitch.
Bye.
I got places to be. Except I don't. It's like right here. Come get a bite of this crate, Michelle. Come over here. But with the Marzocco, like we were planning on doing this with only a single head. We were like, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But we can crank it out. Like it's a starting
Yeah.
place. We don't have like
Totally.
8 to 10 grand like laying around. And then luckily,
Julia laughed at me when she came in
Told her
here.
about
She's
that
like,
one
"You thought you
single
were
group?"
gonna do this with a single group? That's funny." I was
I
like,
know.
"Yeah, thanks
You
for
guys are
telling me
popular.
this."
yeah, we
There's
were,
no way.
I know. Honestly, we were ready to do it, but like luckily we went and toured their facility and they had this forehead Marzocco, just like it was their original coffee house machine, and it was just like chilling in their warehouse, not being used. It's in great shape, and they were like, we wouldn't really sell that to like anybody. It's like sentimental value. But then they saw
That
me and
magic.
Michelle, our eyes were like hard eyes. We were like, when we saw it, like if we could buy that off of you guys, that's gonna be crazy. And they did. They let us buy it off of them. And luckily, like the same day or like next day, somebody texted Michelle being like, hey, can I?
The same day, I'm not even kidding you, the person who bought my trailer was like, "Hey, do you still have your mini Marzocco and do you want to sell it?" I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like, "Actually, yes, I do." And then I sold it to him for almost as much as I bought this one.
Fuck yeah.
It literally worked out. Yeah, honestly, we were like, how
That's
did
the
we just
value
do
of it.
that?
I got a good deal on this guy, but
Yeah.
it was like it was meant to be.
Yeah,
Just like-
this is for you.
yeah, that was like my machine always.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it just fits so perfect here when you look at it with like the
I know.
backsplash.
Okay, so
I'm
you
obsessed.
were always a chef. I know that a little bit about like your travels and stuff, but why crepes? Like, what made you land on doing like your brick and mortar concept as a crepe shop?
So like I had kind of got into crepes from traveling. Like I said, I was telling them my cousin who's Spanish, she married a French guy. Shout out to Hugo. And they just taught me how to make crepes one summer when I was visiting them, and I was like, oh, this is great. It's like super cheap, easy. Like you can do it really quick. You don't need a lot of ingredients, and it kind of just stuck as like one of my like go-tos. And then when we found the commercial space and the landlord was like, oh, we're looking for someone to put a breakfast or spot or something here. I was like, well, crepes. Like I've literally seen like one old dude like turning out like dozens of crepes for like a bunch of like drunk Parisians. And so I was like, I could do that.
Absolutely.
So I'm that old man making crepes now.
I love that. And these crepes are also buckwheat crepes too, so they're gluten-free, which I feel like is not the normal.
Totally. It's the traditional recipe to use buckwheat, but it kind of has like diverged over the years, and they use all-purpose now. But the traditional recipe from Brittany, France, is buckwheat flour, so it's naturally gluten-free, higher in protein, just healthier.
Yeah. People are always like so stoked when they come on the weekends and we tell them that the crepes are gluten-free. They're just like so
Bonus.
excited that they can eat it.
Yeah. I'm not
so
even
yeah.
gluten-free, but
I know they're so
I like
good.
it.
I
But why not? Yeah, it's so good.
It's like it tastes better than the non-gluten free in my opinion.
Yeah.
All of this.
So like, you know, you do a lot of crepes, but it's like not all your ends cooking. And tomorrow we're having a big party. And we're launching a new kind of food menu for you guys, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Tell us about like the idea of Euro snacks and what that's going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, so Euro Snacks is just like kind of small bites, little recipes that I've kind of gathered from traveling. So we'll have like cute little pink pickled deviled eggs. We'll do like some crab salad with endive and snap pea, creme fraiche, and some lemon. And then we're also doing like a kebab set with some homemade pita bread. A really cool like aerated ricotta rose dessert. That's pretty awesome. It's like a lot of little kind of fusion recipes, but kind of piggybacking off mostly European tapas, wine snacks. Bougie, but fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited because we just got our BYOB license. Don't tell everybody.
Tell everybody.
Yet. But this Saturday, tomorrow, when we're launching the Euro Snacks menu, we're also going to be launching our BYOB program. And so people are going to be able to like literally walk across the parking lot to Monsoon and get bottles of wine and come over here and enjoy wine and the space and the food. It's going to be so much fun. And Phoenix totally needs spaces to get high quality food and drink. And
Stuffy, like
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
like
Approachable.
fun, like high energy, but still like comfortable, you know? That's why, you know, we didn't do the coffee shop like all sleek, you know, exactly. We wanted old furniture. Like it's okay if it's like a little beat up around the edges, you know? Like it can't be perfect or else I can't like really relax in the space.
But it still turned out like really hip.
Thank you. Yeah, an ode to the energy that was like honestly here before Urban Beans was like the, I think, original hipster spot. in
Really?
Phoenix.
Yeah,
I
oh,
think
that's
that
so
they
true.
kind of like before hipster was even a thing. Like they were the spot for the hipsters to hang, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's
so
funny.
it's a cool evolution.
Back when veganism was in.
I've been wanting to buy that.
So good.
Oh shit, more crepes.
Oh shit.
More great.
Hey, you gotta keep working.
This is a functioning restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Danae, what were you doing before you did the crash course at Cafe Vita? Like before you were a barista and literally opening a coffee shop at the same time.
I know. Yeah, before that I was just a bartender at like a country club, Seattle Tennis Club.
Yeah.
Boring.
I mean, like working in the service industry, that looks like a million different ways, and I think that like that's a good place to be when you're like want a steady, consistent like
it was definitely that.
bartender gig.
Yeah, good
also.
clientele.
Yeah, with good tips, you know, like that's what you're after.
Yeah, it definitely like wasn't anything I was like super passionate about. I was volunteering actually at KXP radio station a lot.
Cool.
Before the pandemic, but
Because your thing is music. Like
Yeah.
you've got like a deep love
Obsession?
for music. Yeah, like anytime Danae's
Yeah.
in the room, we're like, take the aux cord, like please put something on because your mixes are always so good and like you just always know what the vibe is. And I think that that's like probably why your guys' concept in Seattle was such a hit from the beginning, because even if people don't know who you are, like a vibe is like you can just follow it. It's like a
Yeah.
magnet to people, you
Oh,
know?
totally. You have your music coming out of the cafe. I'm sure people were just
Oh,
like
for
between
sure
the
we
smell and then the audio. You're like, where am I going? Like,
already
no,
know.
leave me there.
you
Like,
already know we were like blasting our music out of the door.
Yeah.
of course.
And a
That's
party all the time, you
That's
know?
how you meet friends.
We were to go window as well, so like no one could really come inside. So it was all like everyone was like waiting on the street, which is like also what kind of inspired the name La Rue, which means the street in French. So yeah, it was a street cafe. Like people would come up to the window, order, and then they would wait on the street. We'd have the door open, we would be blasting music out, so people would be like on the street listening. But yeah,
That's so
such a
cool.
fun
I
party.
didn't know that it was all on the street. That's so rad.
It was kind of fun.
Because it's like, how are you really hosting the street? Like,
It works.
It takes finesse, you know.
Luckily, we were like right below a pot shop, so people would just like kind of post up and like smoke a joint, and, like
Yeah.
get a Nutella crepe.
That works out well.
It worked out
A
well.
lot of stoners. We had one called the Little Stoner, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, bring that back. Should we
I
do
know,
a
right?
420 menu?
Okay,
Oh,
we should.
definitely,
Yeah,
yes.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be
Genius.
so fun.
Wait, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we
You guys
should.
are here on that day.
Yeah, I love, you know, like having you guys in the space because we all like align on like the energy, you know, that we want to work in, that we want to provide for people. It's like there are so many amazing food concepts and chefs like to share the space with, but for us it was like we gotta find people that we really want to spend like all of our
Totally.
time with here. And I'm just like very lucky that we found you guys because
Same.
it's like we have the same goals and intentions. It's so cool.
It is
That makes me so happy because I'm like literally obsessed with you guys.
You guys.
Big
Like,
love fest.
it's so funny because I remember like kind of drunkenly meeting you guys
Yeah,
at
at
Gracie's.
Gracie's.
Yeah.
And like the next day, to be completely honest, don't remember. I was a whirlwind there. It was
She did. No, you mean you remembered like enough to be like, I met these people. They do crepes, and they were really cool. You know, like that was about.
Yeah, I was
all
like, we
I
gotta
was
email
remembering.
her.
Yeah, like, and I'm so happy you guys did, you know, because it was after the Charli XCX concert.
That's why.
Of course.
That's why. Sorry.
That's why the
Also,
energy
why-
brought us together.
Yeah, we were all at Gracie's, and my boyfriend knew you guys, and like kind of like introduced us in the moment. And I walked away from that experience with a very fuzzy memory of meeting two cool people who did crepes. And I told Michelle about it, and I'm like, I know nothing more though, like about that. But I'm so happy you guys
Way to
hit
follow
us
up.
up and followed up. We made it happen because, yeah.
I know, that's very serendipitous, I feel like.
Yeah, like that's how we do business, you know? Like, meet me at Gracie's.
Yeah, Gracie's,
You meet
and
in
we'll
real
do a
life.
whole business plan together.
Exactly. Like
And we're
that's,
business partners.
now we're business partners. Isn't that crazy? We met at the bar, now we're business partners.
Coral and I.
That's like every love story.
That's how our love started.
That is also how we started.
So I was like, I have this idea, and she was like, I'm still thinking about that idea. Let's meet for a beer. And then we met for a beer every Monday for like 8 Mondays in a row. And we're like, well, we have a business plan.
That's so cute.
It became a Monday beer discussion that turned into a business. This is a joke that turned into a business.
Yeah.
Wait, how was it a joke? I want to hear the story. What's the
Of
lore?
how it was a joke.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the couch over in Monsoon, just looking at this empty space, being like, why the hell hasn't anyone taken it over yet? And Christian's in there too. So all of us sitting there having worked in coffee together, we're like, fuck it, let's just put my old La Marzarco in this spot and like kind of squat and just start making coffee for us, like for the strip mall, by the strip mall. And she was like, wait, I love that name.
Like the property
That's how I
manager
started.
would never even notice if we just like opened a coffee shop here.
Yeah.
Like obviously they know we're here. We're paying them to be here. But like before we were like, this is our plaza. We can just like, you know, move in there with a coffee shop.
Oh, they don't know.
Yeah.
How are they
no one
gonna
knows.
know?
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, the crepe is delicious. I'm gonna take a seat and finish it, and
Dope.
I'm gonna let you actually work and make some crepes for other people.
Cool.
You're gonna sell that?
And then we'll have our post shift smoke break.
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait.
Okay.